On this evidence, perhaps they should build the National Stadium in Newcastle. 75,000 people wanted to see this match, but less than half that number can be accommodated inside St James's Park with its 36,000 capacity. The fixture has drawn the attention of the England manager Terry Venables, who announces his squad on Tuesday and has just arrived to get the chance to check on Peter Beardsley, the pocket genius, playing against his old club, and Les Ferdinand, the press campaign for his inclusion based on his 16 goals this season. Well, there's a change today in the Newcastle team and a chance for the England under-21 international Steve Watson. He plays because Lee Clark is still troubled by an Achilles injury. Otherwise, it's the team that set the pace in the Premiership. Roy Evans thought quite hard about his team selection following Liverpool's defeat in Europe. In the end, he named an unchanged side, which means Stan Collymore and Jason McAteer are substitutes. Robbie Fowler could do his international claims no harm, and John Barnes needs one cap to reach 80 for England. Well, there's so much noise in the ground at kickoff, you'd think this was a cup final. Certainly is one of the more significant games so far in this Premiership season. Gillespie for Newcastle, who are playing left to right in the stripes. Liverpool anxious to put the European exit behind them, but they've got a test here. Teams meet again shortly in the Coca-Cola Cup. This is Warren Barton with the throw for Newcastle. Redknapp for Liverpool to McManaman. Steve Watson getting close to him from the kickoff. And they've got Rob Jones moving up, and Beresford covers him. McManaman making progress on the right, and the pullback for John Barnes. Beardsley got a touch on that. It was cleared by Mark Wright, and free kick to Liverpool. Phil Babb. Rob Lee for Newcastle. Ginola. Ferdinand's gone down the centre. Lee's going with him. And, well, Rob Jones came in with a tackle from behind, but play on. It's Ferdinand, and they've got players up here, Newcastle. Lee waiting. Beresford. That is Lee. This is Gillespie. Driven up. Oh, Ferdinand! Oh, I say! It's Ferdinand for Newcastle. And the crowd have gone wild. What a start. And the goal is acclaimed all round the ground. This is Gillespie, and Harkness turned his back, really. And where was Mark Wright on the marking? Ferdinand was free. Well, it seemed to come off him as he went between Scales and Wright. Only the third minute. 17 goals now this season. And the Irishman Gillespie made it. Here's Redknapp. McManaman, he started well. He's got a lot of space ahead of him. It's Robbie Fowler. Did the goalkeeper save that? I thought he touched it, Hislop. Well, they're not going to get a corner, but this was McManaman making the play for Fowler. It's a good strike. I think he touched that, you know. Ferdinand to Gillespie. John Scales. Redknapp. McManaman. Barnes. Oh, lots of space for Harkness. It's going to come to McManaman. Rush, goal! Now the poacher at the other end. Ian Rush, the Liverpool captain, has equalised. Only just over 10 minutes gone, and it's 1-1 already here. A lot of space for Harkness. Newcastle caught out a bit by the clearance. It went to McManaman, and Rush just touched it in. Well, that's what they're paid for, Ferdinand and Rush. Beardsley. Ferdinand's touch, Lee. Ginola far side, it's Rob Lee with a chance. Oh, good save. David James from Rob Lee, who probably feels he should have scored from here. It's another good ball in. Lee makes the space for himself, but what a good save by the keeper. And it's a corner. Howie is forward. So is Peacock there. Well, he was unlucky there, Rob Lee, to be denied by a fine example of reflex goalkeeping. What a storming first 15 minutes here. Beardsley. Stephen Watson well forward in this attack. And he goes for the chip, Beardsley! Oh! Absolutely breathtaking. He's shaken off John Scales, but Beardsley doesn't need to look up in a sense. He knows where the goalkeeper is, and that was unlucky. And you ask yourself the question, with skill like that, why don't we do better in Europe? Oh, and Beardsley now executing creative play inside his own half, but Liverpool break it down. Fowler. Bab. And again, Jones is the spare man, and Beresford has to go across, and they've got room to manoeuvre. Fowler. Robbie Fowler. Well, I'm pleased to say, from the spectators' point of view, that defences are all over the place at the moment. There's room for players like Fowler and Lee earlier at the other end to make room for a shot. And he did that, and would have hoped to do rather better from there. Here's Barnes. What? Again, classy play by Liverpool. Here comes Rob Jones. Needs a good ball in. Fowler's there. Away by Barton to Lee. And now Ginola. He's drawn Mark right across. And he's away. Ferdinand's just inside him. Beardsley in support here. And now Gillespie. Warren Barton's outside him. Gillespie. Square to Lee. It's Lee's shot. That was close. Lee coming inside again to make his own space. But not close enough. Fowler to Barnes. McManaman. Oh, what a wonderful play by Liverpool. It really was. That is a classic way of turning defence into attack. Barnes. Harkness. McManaman. Harkness. It's just that final ball at the moment that's letting Liverpool down. Newcastle probably playing at a slightly higher tempo than Liverpool, and it's in that sense an absorbing contrast in styles, but both teams depend on accurate passing, and that was an accurate pass from Rush to Fowler. He needs help. McManaman's trying to get into the centre. Play on, says the linesman and referee. Harkness. Was the ball over the line? It'll only matter if they score. Fowler. Redknapp. Rush. Doesn't matter. It's some little episode that between Jones and Ginola. The referee blows for half-time. An exhilarating 45 minutes of football. Les Ferdinand with the third-minute goal to set things up. The equaliser from Ian Rush, and the quality of the play so good that you might be watching the next champions here, but I don't know which team it is. Well, the England manager ready for the start of the second half. This time last year, Newcastle had a 2-point lead after 11 games in the Premiership. They lost the 12th game, and then they faded rather in the second half of the season and finished 6th. With the signings Kevin Keegan's made, he's expecting to keep the momentum going for much longer this time round. But we may know a bit more after the next 45 minutes, because this is the first time Newcastle have played another team in the top 5. Barnes. On by Fowler. That worked. Harkness. That didn't. Lee. Harkness again. This could be on for Liverpool. McManaman. Redknapp. McManaman. And still. Deflection! Oh, Hislop, Rush. Hislop again. Well, that looked to me to be a remarkable piece of goalkeeping. The first save. This is McManaman, and I think you'll find the shot spoons off Peacock. It's under the bar here, and Hislop's turned it against the post and out. Quite extraordinary. Look at Rush, he's onside. Newcastle was sleeping at the back, and he's pulled it right across the goal. Robbie Fowler was asking for a pull back, but from where Rush was, it did look like a goal-scoring chance for him. What Newcastle were doing in defence, only they know. But Jamie Redknapp spots the ball that's on, and suddenly 3 defenders are standing around in a line, and none of them picked up Rush. This was a real opportunity for Liverpool to get hold of this game. McManaman. Barnes from McManaman. Harkness the other way. Fowler on this side, rushes up as well. There's Fowler. Good effort. And he's playing really well, Steve Harkness. He's getting forward into space. The delivery there was all right, and Fowler, facing the wrong way, did the best he could. They've somehow or other exerted a grip on the game that Newcastle are finding very hard to break. McManaman makes his run on this side. Support from Ian Rush. Nobody else in the middle yet for Liverpool. Fowler's got to make it. McManaman. And still McManaman for Liverpool. Knocked off the ball at the last moment. Thought he was pushed. Referee saw nothing amiss. I think it was Rob Lee that made the challenge, number 7 here. Redknapp. Redknapp again, he's well forward in this attack. Oh! Well, I think that's one reason why Kevin Keegan's brought Albert on, because McManaman and Redknapp are finding plenty of room. Look at that. This is Howie now. Little tug, Ginola on Jones. Rush is going off to be replaced by Collymore. So off goes the skipper and the goal scorer, and on comes, as Jones himself is carried off injured, on comes the £8.5 million signing. That was a bit weird because a player was being carried off, but he wasn't the man who was substituted. Here's Collymore. It's his first real run, and there are signs there that with him on the pitch, Liverpool might be a shade more direct. Jones is back. Here's Hartness. That's a very good ball by John Barnes to Redknapp. Barnes again. Good cross. Mark Wright's there. Very good effort by the centre-back. One of the best crosses that we've seen this. Some of them have been a bit below par, but that's a good ball in by Barnes. And it's no mean effort by Mark Wright. Fowler. Fowler's gone down now. Play goes on without him. This is Redknapp. So Collymore at the moment, the only man up front. Fowler's just picked himself up and trotting forward. Redknapp. And in fact, he's more than trotting. Fowler for Liverpool. Collymore's there. Albert's clearance goes straight to Barnes. McManaman. Fowler. For the good ball, Collymore, no. Close. Fowler's taken a knock, but Collymore seems to have given Liverpool a new impetus. Ginola on this side, taking on Jones. Ferdinand in the centre, Beardsley's going there too. Liverpool doubling up on Ginola. This is Barnes. Collymore. That's a good-looking ball. It's Robbie Fowler, and there's a chance here for Liverpool. It's Fowler, the goalkeeper's beaten, but he couldn't put it in the net. It's another let-off for Newcastle. It was a good ball by Stan Collymore, this. Splendid pass, bisecting the Newcastle defence. Goalkeeper hesitated at first, then he came out and was beaten. But that's behind the goal. Newcastle bouncing off the ropes a bit here. This is Beresford. Albert.
Is it worth him giving you his films?
It's fallen to Ginola. The header out's going to come to Lee. And it's Rob Lee! A delightful effort, rather like Beardsley's earlier. An appreciation of where the goalkeeper was. And the chip just didn't drop. Quite enough for Rob Lee. Beresford. Howie's still forward. This is Watson, now it's Beardsley. And Howie's still up there. Beardsley's cross. Oh, well played, Mark Wright. Brilliant header. Really good defending. It's a corner, though. And Beardsley's coming scampering across this side to help Ginola. This is Beresford to Barton. And Howie and Peacock have stayed up. It's a late throw now. Another good header by Mark Wright. And still, Howie and Peacock wait. There's Howie, beaten again by Wright. Lee. Good effort. Oh, yes, it's in! Stephen Watson! Newcastle have scored with barely a minute to go. And in the middle of the celebration, Steve Watson is nearly buried by his colleagues. It's Lee's shot, and David James can't hold it. And Watson comes in to score a dramatic goal. Ginola. And still. Ginola shot deflected, good save. And there it is. The Premiership leaders take the 3 points and keep their 100% record at St James's Park. And the fans celebrate a victory that for a long time in the second half looked more likely to go to Liverpool. Later in the season we'll know how significant that goal was. But what drama and entertainment